Good day, YouTube. It's the 25th of February, 2023. This is this Scott's 2048 lawn tractor that we're working on. Today, hoping to get all the belts on it and put the deck back in. Got some previous videos on this thing. We got it running and then got it running good. We've gone through the deck, gone through the fuel system, etc., etc. It runs real good. What we need to do belts. So hopefully the belts are all here that I ordered. Hopefully I ordered the right belts. So that's what we're digging into. So while the deck is off, we had it off, got all the blades sharpened up, and we got all the bearings greased and stuff, and it's in good shape. Man, that's an 11 gauge deck. It is some kind of heavy, and it's a 48-inch triple blade. This is going to make somebody a fantastic mower for a whole bunch of acreage. So it's going to be impossible for me to film while I work, but I've got some stuff done underneath the mower. I'll show you what I've done to get the drive belt off. So this will be the belt that goes from the engine to the transaxle, and then we'll work on the belt that goes from the PTO to the deck, and then we'll put the deck belt on. So there's 3 belts on this thing. So far, not too bad. You always worry. Some of these are a pain in the butt. The rear engine riders from John Deere, I fight those things. I hate them. I'm not buying another one. If I get a free one, I take a free one and I'll do belts on it. But I'm not paying money for another John Deere rear engine rider. I love the mower. I hate putting belts on it. All right, let me get you underneath. I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and then I'll finish getting the dry belt put on, and then we'll go to the deck belts where it'll be easier to show you. All right, so you see this right here. That's where the pulley was. Took a 5/8 socket and a long breaker bar to get that pulley nut off. So there's the nut and the pulley. Just drop it out. And then there's a V-belt pulley. Obviously, that pulley there grabs the back side of the belt. That one grabs the V side of the belt. And I just took a nut off, which took that keeper off. It just holds the belt on, right? You don't need to take the pulley off, just the belt keeper. Okay, so now we're up front, above the PTO, and there's another belt keeper. You can see the bolt right there. Took a 1/2-inch wrench, 1/2-inch socket, and an extension to get that loose. I didn't pull it all the way off. It looks like on the other side, driver's side, that it just goes through a hole and holds it in place. So I only needed to loosen it up. It might be a little easier just to leave the nut there, and the belt comes off. Okay, so we're going to get the belt off of here, and it looks like we're going to have to take this nut. That's going to be fun, because the belt is around this. We're going to have to get that out. So a couple wrenches it's going to take to get this loose here and get the belt off. That's the main steering arm. Okay, so it's not fun, but it's not impossible either. So let's get at it. Let's get that new belt in there, and then the other belts will be much, much easier. Let me give you a little shot of the tag on this machine. This is what we're working with today, if you're curious. The Scott's 2048. Guess John Deere built these for him. Although I don't see a lot of similarities in the John Deere stuff. Maybe like, engines and axles and stuff, but the decks are completely different and such like that. So it is what it is. So I'm going to work for a little bit. I'll get that belt changed. I'll get back with you. All right, would that take just a few minutes? Nah, realistically. For me, half a day. So I have a really bad back, and I got to kind of pace myself doing this, and I've had a lot of other things going on. Selling a lot of tractor parts. Here it is, end of February, and a lot of people are getting ready for spring mowing and such. So I got a guy coming for a whole parts tractor. That's the 25-horse Kohler with the hydro rear end. And at Old Craftsman, we did a Will It Start video on it, and got that sold. Guy's on his way. Sold a what do we sell? Sold a deck this morning and a a Peerless 6-speed transaxle this morning. So, hey, it's been good. So, but we're back on this thing. We got the belt in. Let me show you how that went. I still got the steering arm to put back. That was 2 5/8 wrenches to put that steering arm back on that arm right there. So, isn't that a good looking blue belt? So, got that back on the pulley. We plugged in the PTO. We got the pulleys back where they belong, and the little guards there. I'm gonna have to adjust that one there a little bit. I'm just looking at it for the first time. I see it's a little bit it's square with the tractor, but it needs to be square with the belt. I'll adjust that. Those are 15 millimeter, if you care. And the one on the right, the one farthest to the rear, that's really a carriage bolt in a slot. So that's the one you take up the slack with. They don't have to be super tight because you're just turning the hydro pump basically on the transaxle. So that's really what you got. So, okay, we got that one in. Now we can do the easier ones, at least easier on my back. I jacked this thing up almost as high as my jack will go. Just, access getting under them is the worst. Sometimes these are easier to put on my 2-post lift, take the deck out with transmission jack, and then stand there and work on it. But yeah, it's 23 degrees in the mornings and such, and I just didn't want to. I want to work in here where I got heat. So, excuse me. So we're good to go. I'm going to put that arm back on. I'm going to adjust that belt follower, and then we're going to work on this deck. Get that down, get that deck back underneath there, and we'll sort out the rest of this tractor. There's can't be much left. I got to bolt the body down. We had it off to get the fuel tank out, to get it cleaned up, and put a new pickup tube in it. And it's just a matter of sorting the rest of the tractor out, doing little cosmetics on it, and get it ready to sell. It should be a really great machine for somebody. It's in really pretty good shape. All right, we'll be back in a bit. All right, guys, it's actually the next day. Got kind of busy yesterday, but here we go. There's a number of different ways this belt could have been installed on this mower deck. This is the way it was when I got it, but none of the other ways really made sense. So I actually spent hours yesterday trying to find a deck belt diagram and never really came up with it for this. And then last night I kind of stumbled on a YouTube video of a John Deere deck that was actually very, very similar. And the way I have this threaded is what that John Deere deck was, which this is essentially John Deere deck. I just couldn't find any matching videos, especially if I was searching for Scott's mowers. So maybe this will help somebody. So for now, I do have one of the covers. This didn't come with the other cover, so I'll put it back on best it can go back on, and we'll get the deck drive belt put on and put this deck back underneath this mower, and try and wrap this thing up. See if it needs anything else while we're at it, if you will. All right, let me get a few things done, and I'll bring you back. All right, we got that deck hanging in there. It is a nasty day out already to fire this thing up and run it through its paces and such, but raining, windy, trying to snow, all kinds of stuff going on out there. Let me bring in for a close-up. Not too bad of a design. The front simply clips there, and when you got those two quick release bolts there, what do you call them, U-bolts? So if you get them lined up, just snap them in place. Whoa, we flipped around. Good day, good day. And go around the other side. It's just the same on this side. So that's really all there is to it. Got all the new belts in place. Hopefully everything works well. I got a couple bolts to bolt the body back on now that I know it's not coming back off. Well, now that I think it's not coming back off anyway. And other than that, just kind of run it through its paces and make sure everything works like it's supposed to. When the weather turns, it gets a little nicer. And put the hood back on and such. Might Might just do that real quick. I would call that kind of an attractive little tractor, especially I repainted the hood and restored the grill and headlights and such. I got videos on that. Go back on my playlist for riding mowers, non-John Deere, although this one's kind of John Deere, so I probably put it in both playlists. But she's coming together, guys and gals. Good looking tractor. Looking forward to finishing this one up and sending it to its new home somewhere, right? So that's the deck back on video, all the new belts and such. It's going to be a pretty reliable machine for somebody. Guys and gals, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to catch you guys on the next video.